Nice to be here with you guys. This is going to be probably a slightly different presentation. I've had a request from the back to do, for everyone to stand up and do some star jumps. I'm actually only joking, so don't worry. But it would be useful, I think. I've got to see there's a few really keen people there as well, which is really good. So can I just start, I'm standing in front of that line. Can I just start by asking how many people have heard of Sport in Mind? Wicked. Okay, cool, that's really good, but then a few people to kind of learn about it as well. So, I'm Laura Brooks, I'm the Development Manager for Sport in Mind. We're a very small charity. We started off in Reading, and we're kind of Berkshire-wide, but we're actually expanding. So I'll kind of tell you a bit more about that as we kind of go through. But basically, what we do is we use sport and physical activity to support anybody experiencing a mental health problem. So helping them on their path to recovery or helping them kind of manage some of the issues that they're going through. Oh, quite important is work really closely with the NHS, so we get lots of people kind of referring into us and kind of supporting what we do. So, I'm kind of going over, I know this was just mentioned before, but just kind of going over what kind of mental health is, so being about kind of, you know, how you are emotionally, but also about how you are physically, and all those things, and how you interact with people. But the fact that it's everybody that's affected by mental health problems. It could be each and every one of us. And we're probably all very aware of the statistic that it's 1 in 4 people. So that's, you know, 1 in 4 people every year that could be affected. And in Reading, that's 80,000 people that could potentially be affected by a mental health problem, and 80,000 people that might potentially be benefiting from Sport in Mind. So, I'm going to start off with a little bit of a story about where we started. So, as I said, we're a really small charity. There's only 3 of us that work for the charity, and we've been going since we've been going for about 7-8 years now. So we're still developing and still growing. But we started because the founder, Neil, who's one of my colleagues still, he had a friend that basically had a little bit of a breakdown. So he was living in Australia, and he was married. And he'd moved back, but that all broke down and he moved back to Reading. So Neil hadn't kind of been in contact with him for a little while, but had realised that he was kind of housebound. He wasn't leaving the house. He'd lost his job and wasn't speaking to any of his friends. So Neil, who was actually a BBC script reader up in London, was taking slowly more and more time off work so he could support his friends. So it was about going over to his house. It was supporting him to get out the front door, and then it was supporting him to get to the driveway, and then it was kind of walking to the bus stop and taking it really, really slowly. So in his kind of quest to help support his friends, as he kind of was getting a little bit better, he was wanting to then help him do some volunteering. So that would be maybe the first step into maybe getting back to work and things. So his friend was really good at doing IT and computers, so he was able to work with a mental health charity and support with getting things with like IT and things and training people how to do it. Neil, on the other hand, was not so IT literate, and so he didn't really know what to do, so he could support his friend, also kind of volunteering at the same time. One thing he did like was football. So what he did was he grabbed a couple of footballs, he went down to Prospect Park, which anyone from Reading might know it, it's just a great big park, went down there, told the charity that they were going to kind of have a bit of a kickabout and maybe let some people know. Within about 6 weeks, they had 30 men down at Prospect Park kicking a football about, all supporting each other and all kind of chatting and maybe no longer quite so socially isolated. That session became the first session of Sport in Mind that we run, and a couple of weeks later the guys were saying, can we try something else, can we do something else? Then there was booked a badminton court, and then that became the second session that Sport in Mind run, and now we run 40 sessions across Berkshire every week. Which are all, you know, all very successful, and we're kind of growing and going from strength to strength, which is pretty amazing. So the charity grew really, really organically, and we're still kind of growing as well. So it came from like really good beginnings. And the whole idea is that we work with men and women, anybody over 18 experiencing mental health problems, and sport is used as basically the vehicle to help people have fun, bring them together, build confidence, and all that kind of stuff as well. So, as I say, we specifically work with anybody over 18, so not children at the moment, but anyone over 18. And we work with anyone from mild to moderate, severe and enduring. So whether that's, you know, working with talking therapies that might have had people come in that have had something happen in their life, so they've just, you know, experiencing anxiety and depression, have been signed off work, to also people with severe and enduring mental health problems. So that's people, you know, kind of with bipolar disorder and things. A lot of those people are actually referred into us, so we work with anybody that kind of wants to come along and get supported. And then they're all delivered with Berkshire NHS Foundation Trust. We work with local authorities, all the sports bodies, and hopefully GPs a little bit more after this, which would be amazing. So we're all about bringing people together so that we can just support as many people as we possibly can. So why is it we do it? So I meant to ask this before, so is there anyone in this room that plays sport or does any physical activity? Maybe have your hands up. Whoa, awesome. All right, can you shout out what kind of activities do you do? What sports?
Gym, dance.
Okay, awesome.
Walk every day half an hour.
Walk.
Gardening.
Yeah. Hits. Cycling. Brilliant. My cycle today got soaked. Netball. Swim. Cool. Awesome. Loads of different stuff. This is wicked. And why do you do it? Why do you do sport?
Sorry, I forgot. And watch sports as well.
Sorry?
And watch sports as well.
Why do you do it? Yeah. Do you do any of these activities with people? Yeah. So it's a chance to see friends and stuff as well. So to be honest, you're all on board anyway. Lots of you do physical activity and you probably know all the benefits that come from it. So that's absolutely fine. That's wicked. I'm with that. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to make physical activity accessible to those people that may not necessarily be physically active. So it might be people that do playing sport and then have stopped, or it might be people that have just never kind of got involved in sport. So we're just trying to take away any barriers we can, and we do that by making the sessions free, make them fun. We put them in community settings that are accessible, so by public transport, or there's free parking. It's all about doing whatever we can. So the sessions are also drop-in sessions, so there's no need to book in advance. You can literally decide you want to go along to the session, and there'll be a lovely friendly coach and some volunteers to meet you. We provide all of the equipment, so you don't have to worry about what you need to buy in order to go, and it's about, you can wear whatever you want to the first time you go. And we also even say, come bring a friend or family member the first time you come along, and we also open up the sessions to carers as well, because kind of what you were saying earlier about kind of children, like and their parents being affected by mental health problems and stuff, carers, looking after people might need a bit of support as well. So we're breaking down all the barriers. We're trying to get as many people as we can involved in Sport in Mind that need our help, and we'll continue to do that. So, as I said, we deliver over 40 activities a week across Berkshire, which is awesome. And the sessions that we run are things like badminton, table tennis, yoga and football. They're the core sessions we run because we know that they work. We also try different stuff, so depending on our client base, we might do seated yoga, or Tai Chi, or walking, or running, any of those things. We just kind of look into what works in those areas. But also what we do is raising the awareness of kind of what the benefits of being physically active and what they have on your mental health as well. Ooh, running that box, yeah. So we have those sessions that run in the community, and as I say, they run in leisure centres, community centres, places like that. But what we also do is we have some sessions running in Prospect Park Hospital, which you're probably very well aware of. So we run a Tai Chi, a yoga session, we've got a table tennis table up there, and we've got a gym up there as well with a guy that kind of supports people to use that gym. So the idea behind what we're trying to do is we're supporting people at that beginning when there might be an inpatient at a hospital, hoping to engage them in being a bit more physically active. And then when they come back out into the community, there's at least 5 sessions in every local authority area in Berkshire for people to then re-engage with. And we do things like try and use the same yoga, like the same instructors, so that people recognise, have that familiarity. I can't say that word. So that we can engage people, and it's about kind of building that pathway as well. So we're working with people, inpatients, then people in the community. And then kind of volunteers as well. So what we do is we encourage people that do come along and are starting to benefit from what we do to then sign up and actually become volunteers. And in some cases, what we've actually managed to do is those volunteers, we've actually managed to train them up, and now they actually deliver some of the sessions as well. So we're not kind of just stopping and starting, we're trying to make a whole kind of pathway to support people. So the groups are also supported by health professionals, so support workers. We very much encourage them to come along. Any health professionals, we very much encourage you to come along and kind of, hit a shuttlecock around or play a bit of table tennis as well, which means there's kind of, there's support there for those people that might need it. All the sessions are delivered by coaches, so they're all level 2 trained. But all the coaches, although they're kind of professional coaches, we don't pick them because of that. They have to have that qualification, but we pick them because they're lovely. We pick them because they understand what we're doing and that they're encouraging people and they're helping people to have fun as well as build confidence as well. In a very supportive environment, which is, you know, the purpose of it. And as I mentioned, the coaches are supported by volunteers, and those volunteers are there to be that friendly face, to welcome people into the session and to get them started. You know, some people that come to the session haven't seen a table tennis bat before, and it's about kind of, you know, taking those steps and people not feeling awkward about getting involved. So again, a massive thing about it is that the sessions are fun and they're completely relaxed as well. They're for all sporting abilities, as I say, so it really doesn't matter whether people have done something before or not. The idea behind the sessions is that they're not developmental either, so you can literally come at whatever point and you'll still kind of get that chance to start from the very beginning, which I think is really important. It also means if people don't come along for a few weeks, they can come back and still not kind of feel a little bit worried. The sessions that we run, they are absolutely, obviously, for people experiencing mental health problems. But maybe the thing that's slightly different about what we do is it's not necessarily somewhere where people have to talk about their mental health problems. In many ways, it's a way that people kind of get a respite from that. So many people feel defined by their mental health problems, but actually our sessions are a chance to come along, kick a ball, you know, hit a shuttlecock about, and actually just the process of focusing on doing something, learning something new, means that actually you have a little bit of respite from kind of those thoughts and feelings that you might be going through. The other thing is also with that, we also manage to engage a lot of men in what we do, which probably doesn't sound all that, you know, different because it's a sport, we're a sports charity. But a lot of the support groups and things that are out there may not encourage men to come along to the sessions because it may be about talking about how they feel or sitting down over a cup of tea. But what we're obviously able to provide is a place where people feel safe and supported. They can come along if they're not having such a great day, but it isn't necessarily a place where they have to talk about how they're feeling and what's going on with them. And the other thing we do, which is really exciting, is we do really cool tournaments. So we, annually, what we do is we run a football tournament, a cricket tournament, and we bring teams from all across Berkshire together to have a bit of a competition to make it a little bit competitive. And it's cool. We have trophies and kits and all sorts, and we play at Majeski Stadium, and it's always brilliant. In fact, there's always people asking us to do it more and more. And during the summer, we do cricket as well, just because. And we also do tennis, so we kind of try and link in with what's going on kind of with Wimbledon and things like that. And we also do tournaments for that. And there's a little bit of a whisper that we might actually be able to do a tournament at the Oval at some point. So we're linking in with people. So if anyone wants to volunteer to do cricket now's the time, because we might be going there. So we try and make it fun as well. We try to engage people, bringing people again from different places that may not meet each other to kind of come along and build those friendships. So why we do it? It reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety. You know, lots of you in this room play sports and do things, go for walks, you know, get this kind of you time. You know, it just makes you feel better. It releases good, you know, all those good chemicals, which isn't the scientific term for it, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Increases self-worth, increases your energy levels. It's things like helping you sleep better. You know, if people are kind of worrying, it's getting rid of all that energy, sleeping better, concentrating more. Being sporty, kind of, you learn more. You learn something new, and that builds confidence. It's brilliant. Combat social isolation. This is a biggie for me. So obviously, people coming along and playing sport, they're meeting new people, and they're not kind of there on their own anymore. Sometimes some of the Sport in Mind sessions, some of the people that come along to those, Sport in Mind is the only thing that they'll go to that week, and it brings people together and helps people bond over sport. And also because of the medication people might be on, they might be putting on weight. And things like that, so being more active helps to control those kind of things as well. And as I said before, you know, we can use volunteering as a stepping stone back into society as well, so encouraging people to kind of come along, benefit, and then give a little bit back. And also it means that there's people at the sessions with lived experience as well, which is always useful, so people to kind of talk to, and they understand how other people might be feeling. So, how can people access these sessions? So I suppose this is a call to action, I suppose. But basically, as I was saying before, it's all about taking down the barriers. You know, we want people to access the sessions. So people can self-refer. So that's the case of, as I said, they're drop-in sessions. It's literally a case of people come along on the sessions on the same time, on the same day every week. It's about people turning up and that coach is there to meet them. So people can self-refer. So, you may see me running around libraries or Sainsbury's and putting posters up everywhere, because anywhere that people can be, that's where we'll be putting up posters. And also, kind of GP surgeries and things like that as well. But you can also refer people in. So on, I think it's Rio. I don't know if it's Rio or not, but we've got on your internal systems. There's there's information on there about Sport in Mind, where you can actually kind of fill in a form and refer people. But really, all you need to do as GPs is to tell people about Sport in Mind, and it's me at the other end of the phone. People can call me, people can text me, and I can let people know about the information. But the one thing that we can't do is we can provide the sessions, but what we need help doing is reaching the people that can benefit from those sessions. So, as I say, self-referral, but people can be referred to the sessions as well. A lot of people that have been within Prospect Park are coming along to the sessions once they're back in the community. Community mental health teams are referring people. Talking therapies refer people quite a lot as well. So there's loads of, all bases are covered basically. If people want to come along, they literally just need to know about what we do. We've got a website, all the timetables are up there for all the sessions. And that is the session, so you can have a little look. So that is just for the Reading area. So that is all the sessions that run kind of during the week. As you can see, a lot of the sessions run during the day. So because a lot of the people that come to the sessions are maybe people with severe and enduring mental health problems, what we do is we run them during the day because they might be less likely to be working, so they're just more accessible and it's usually a little bit quieter. But what we're trying to do a little bit more is run some sessions in the evenings and potentially at the weekends, because people that come along to us for maybe talking therapies are then going back to work and then can't access the sessions because they're on during the day. So we're starting to add a few more kind of evening sessions so we can continue to support people. I've got timetables with me as well, so if anyone wants one, I can hand them out. So just so you know kind of what we've achieved so far, so we have helped in excess of 10,000 people, which is awesome. 92% of the people that come along to the sessions have said that they've benefited and their well-being has improved. But a cracking over a quarter of these service users have then kind of re-engaged in education, volunteering, or even gone back to work. So it's it's not the only thing that's going to support people with their mental health, but it's certainly a great support to have with all the other things all the other services that they're using. So as we grow, we want to start doing a few more things. We've actually got a yoga session, 2 yoga sessions in Reading for people experiencing postnatal depression, and they are wicked. They're so cool. We get about 18 ladies and their babies under 2-year-olds coming along to our yoga sessions. So we started one literally last week, and it's at Sun Street for anyone that knows Reading, so it's up by Sandwich Junction. So the first session, we were expecting about 8 people. 18 ladies turned up and we didn't have enough mats, so we've got some more down there now. But so that's kind of booming, and we've got another regular session where we have kind of about 17 ladies come down there with their little ones, and I was down there and just kind of making sure it was going okay, and I was just sat at the back, and they have all their mats out and mums are out with their babies, and the yoga instructor started doing, if anyone that does yoga, she started doing the breathing, so she started breathing in for 5 and out for 5, so it's kind of a bit mindfulnessy, in for 5, out for 5. And all of a sudden, the absolute, the babies crying, everything just kind of went, and it just silence for about 3 seconds. Then one baby went, and everyone went for it. But it's amazing, and for the mums, it's a chance to be with other mums that may be feeling how they're feeling. It's about getting out. A couple of the mums that go there don't even do any yoga. It's just about kind of being there in a supported environment and kind of working towards doing that. So anyway, that's postnatal. Our postnatal groups, and it's developing more stuff like that so we can engage specific groups of people. Making the sessions, as I say, a bit more accessible, so some at weekends and in the evenings. And working with more sports organisations to kind of continue in that path, so people coming on to sessions and then maybe encouraging people back into mainstream sessions as well, which is just a really great proof that they're kind of recovering and building confidence. And as I said, we're delivering more sessions across the whole of the south as well. So we've got some funding. So as I say, there's now 3 of us. We've been going for 7 years. We're Berkshire-wide at the moment, and we're slowly expanding into Oxfordshire Oxfordshire, Buckinghamshire, Berkshire we're already in, Surrey, Dorset, Hampshire, Sussex and Kent. So we've got quite a lot of work to do, but we're really good at what we do. We're really supporting people. There's not really many other charities, or when we started, there was no other charities doing what we did. So we're slowly kind of building up, and what we'll be doing in those areas is hoping to do the inpatient stuff. So working with the hospitals, and then kind of looking to do stuff more in the community. And because it's only little old me doing it, I'm going to be working outwards from Berkshire. So we've started some stuff in Oxfordshire, Buckinghamshire and Hampshire, and we'll kind of be going from there. So we'll probably be coming to your areas if you're not Berkshire based. So yeah, we're delivering some stuff very soon. And as I say, we'll be going out geographically slowly from Berkshire, and it's just started kind of now. So there you go. I think that kind of covers most of it really. But I mean, the simple ideas, the kind of the headline news is we support anyone experiencing mental health problems using sport. We're friendly, fun, and there to help as many people as we can really. And if you can support us by helping refer people, telling people about what we do, then that would be absolutely amazing.
Thank you very much, Laura.
Thank you.
In the interest of time, I don't think we have time for any questions, I'm afraid, after this. But thank you very much again, Laura. So our last talk before the break is